All right, for today's video review, we're going to be taking a look at Transformers 2007 Real Gear Robots Zoom Out 25X. Yeah, another one of these Real Gear robots, which was a subline of the 2007 movie toy line that turned into little role-play objects here. And in the case of Zoom Out 25X, he turns into a little video camera, which, I don't really see video cameras like this too much nowadays, but definitely for the time, this was a pretty relevant object. It's an okay little video camera mode. It does have a little screen here that folds up and flips out, which is cool. And this is part of the weird thing about this toy line is that though it was part of the 2007 movie toy line, it has like references on it to Transformers Cybertron. Like in the case of him, you can see he's got a little screen here where he's clearly communicating or getting some intel about override from Transformers Cybertron, and there he is with that 747 again. That was the same on the one we looked at last time. I'm not sure what that's a reference to, but it sort of feels like it must be a reference to something. But yeah, no, I like that it has that functionality to it. Each of them have like a little bit of functionality to it, so it's cool to see something like that. If you look into his viewfinder? No, I don't know. What do you call that? I don't know. When you look into it here, you can actually see through to the other side, which is pretty cool. He's got a little sculpted recording button there, and then some little sculpted fast forward buttons and stuff like that on the inside here, which you can't really access when you're looking at the screen, I guess, unless you flip it up like that. A little weird, but it works. And then he's got his name tampoed there. He's actually the first one that we're looking at that is actually a Decepticon. The last two that we looked at were both Autobots, but I'd say it's a pretty good alt mode. He does kind of have the visible back of his head back here, which it doesn't blend in super well, but it's hardly noticeable that it's a head, so that's okay. In terms of size comparisons, here he is with the two that we've looked at prior. Here he is with Spyshot 6 and Speed Dial 800, both with their 747 PM stuff going on there. I'm not sure what that's a reference to, but surely it must be a reference to something. But yeah, obviously, like, I think Speed Dial is the one that's actually closest to the actual object that he turns into in terms of sizing, whereas he's really small for a video camera from 2007. So whatever. But you can still kind of do it. It just looks really strange. In terms of a BotBots comparison, here he is with a video camera BotBot, Camcom, I think his name was, who also has a little flip out screen there. A little bit less convincing, I think, since he's got just his whole robot mode face there, but that's what they look like together. In terms of transformation, first thing you want to do is take this panel here and kind of flip it down a little bit and then flip it up like this and just leave it out to the side like that for now. Take his head, and this whole gray piece here is on a slider that, oh, you know what? Actually, there's one more comparison. It's not the same type of camera, but here he is with reflector or refractor from Siege in his completed camera mode, just so you can see what they look like together. Again, not the same type of camera, but figured I'd show it off anyway, just because I've got him here. But yeah, you want to take this panel, flip it up like that, take the head. This is on a little rotation joint, so it can just rotate up like that, and then you take this section here, kind of hinge it down, and then it hinges up and becomes his robot mode chest. Take these side sections here, which will be his legs, and they hinge down like that, and then rotate forward. And then his little claw hands here can just rotate forward at the elbow, so the claws are oriented properly. And then the little display screen here actually can split into this kind of like trifold section to give him like little wings, which I think is cool. So I usually just kind of by default have it kind of sitting like that on his back, unless he's like flying around. You could just like leave it totally closed if you want and then have it open up for when he's flying, but I don't know. I like the kind of like bug shell look of it, so I usually have it a little ways open. But yeah, he's got a really nice looking robot mode. He's got kind of a sort of Megatron-y head sculpt there, except with the big kind of recording eye, which I think is kind of cool. I don't really know what about this head sculpt makes me think Megatron, but I don't know, just something about the facial expression, I guess. But yeah, in terms of articulation, the head is on a ball joint here, so it can rotate around like that. And then just because of the cylindrical joint that it's on, it can kind of rotate forward and back too, which is also cool. Similarly, he's got other joints like that on the shoulders. So the shoulders can rotate around like that and then rotate out to the side like that, which maybe looks a little bit awkward and dinky, but I don't know. At least he's got some stuff going on there. He's got a ball joint at the elbow, which obviously can bend forward and then gives him that bicep swivel. Nothing at the claws. They're just sculpted in place, but they do look nice. At the hips here, you can go forward, back if you move this bit out of the way. Got a thigh swivel, really deep knee bend just due to transformation, and then nothing at the feet. And then obviously this can tilt up out of the way. It has like a hinge right here, and then a hinge right here, and then also a swivel in between those two hinges. So for whatever that's worth, you know, you can do lots of stuff with that. I think that they have the swivel there. I mean, obviously, so you can tilt it forward like that in camera mode, but also some, you know, video cameras could turn their screen so it was just like flush against the camera. I don't know, kind of cool feature there, and then he's got the little buttons behind it on his back. But yeah, no, he's a really cool little guy. I think that his alt mode is not quite as exciting as the other ones, but I really like his robot mode. Some of the neat little vibes here. He definitely makes for a very cool little robot. In terms of size comparisons, just for the standard one, here he is with Kingdom's Sideswipe, just so you can see how he stacks up against a average size modern deluxe. Here he is again with one of the reflector/refractor bots there. Here he is with his two buddies, or I guess rather enemies, since he's a Decepticon, with Spy Shot and Speed Dial there. They look pretty cool together. And then here he is again with Camcon, the little bot video camera, and yeah, they look pretty cool together. Obviously very different aesthetics, but they do kind of do a similar thing with having the little screen split and become wings there. I definitely feel like, you know, I've talked before about how like the McDonald's changeables line was definitely a big inspiration for bots. I definitely feel like the Real Gear robots were also kind of an inspiration for bots. Obviously, just in terms of like, you know, transformable roleplay objects. Well, I mean, I guess the bots aren't really roleplay objects, but transformable everyday objects. Obviously, different whole aesthetics here, but still you can see some through lines here, like with design things like that. But yeah, you know, overall he's a pretty cool little figure. I do like him a lot. I like the whole wings section there. I think that's cool. I like the flip out screen. I like that you can actually see through the little lens there. And I think he's got a really cool looking robot design. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to him. If you enjoy my videos, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing. I do reviews every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And without further ado, here we have Transformers Real Gear Robots Zoom Out 25X.